CR101radio.com, podcasts, and more.
46. Humility. The farmer and his wife made a face when their neighbour was mentioned, saying, "We don't see too much of them. They feel they're too good for us." Now, this farmer came from a fine family. His father had been one of the wealthiest men of the country and a big landowner. But the farmer, now nearing retirement age, was only a renter, and a poor one at that. Apart from his car and some furniture, he had nothing to show for a lifetime of work. His neighbour? Here was a man of very poor backgrounds who had worked for years at 2 jobs and whose wife had worked also in order to buy and pay for a very fine and large acreage. It was and is a showpiece in his area. Every child had been put through college, given a good start in life, and while not in all ways pleasing to their parents, were and still are all good, hard-working people. The first farmer was right. His neighbours are too good to associate with him. After 40 years, he is still making the same mistakes, still bull-headed and unwilling to learn, a very difficult man to get along with. But he doesn't think so. He has often said and still says, "This is a democracy and every man is as good as the next one." This was his problem. No humility and therefore no ability to learn. Solomon twice declares, "Before honour is humility," Proverbs 15:33, 18:12. That is, before a man can gain honour, there must be humility. A man cannot learn if he always justifies himself. Bernard Baruch, as a young man, tried again and again to make a fortune speculating on the market. He postponed marrying, worked hard, saved his money and invested it, hoping to strike it rich, and only to be cleaned out each time. Not until he stopped blaming the market or, quote, the big boys, and asked himself, "I did wrong. Now, where was I wrong and how can I correct it?" did he begin to accumulate his great fortune. Before honour, progress or learning, there must be humility. And in these days, we can certainly use a little more humility on all sides. Some men are better than others, and there are none of us who cannot afford to learn a little and grow much in wisdom and understanding.